Welcome into the Wolf Way. Tom Throp along with Justin Hilton, the head coach of the Westridge Wolves. We're at the end of the regular season, coach, and an outstanding season, a 6-4 record throughout the regular season. It's been a great journey, and the process still goes on because the journey continues this week in the playoffs.
Yeah, we're excited. I've told everybody's asked, what do you think about Maryville? Went down there in 07 when I was coaching at South, and then played them in 2021 in the second round after we beat Cleveland the first year here at Westridge. And so, they've kind of been the gold standard of high school football for about 2 decades or more now. So,
yes,
you always wonder where you measure up when you go play the best. I think a lot of people would say these guys would be in the conversation of being the best. So, you go down, you see where you stand. We got a bunch of kids that are going to be ready to go play. I don't think that they've been intimidated by anybody all year long, so I don't anticipate that being the case this year.
And again, 6-4 is a great record. This is a team with a lot of questions at the start of the season. What are you going to do? We've talked about where pro teams draft people, college teams sign people, high school teams are given the kids that live in the neighborhood to come play, and you have to adjust. Huge adjustment. Last year we had the biggest passing offense that we'd ever had since Westridge had been here. This year, the biggest running we've ever had. 2 1,000-yard rushers, which is a phenomenal occurrence in high school. With Justice over 1,000 and Amix over 1,000, it's a big year.
Oh, it's been. I can't give enough credit to Nick Kopus and the offensive staff for going and learning what they've done, and to the common fan, maybe at times you think a running offense doesn't put up prolific numbers and doesn't have all those things. Interesting stat for you. Total offense, we have almost doubled the school record for total offense this year.
Amazing.
Most of it on the ground, but we have also had the highest scoring offense that we've had in school history. We've broken multiple records for yardage in a game. For example, Hardin Valley, we had over 500 yards of total offense. We've got a 1,600-yard rusher in Ethan Amix. We've got almost an 1,100-yard rusher in Justice Hilton. Ethan has 18 touchdowns. His name is going to be mentioned up there with Player of the Year or Offensive Player of the Year. So in the conference, it's been really interesting and neat to watch how our offensive line has grown and matured, and how our offensive coaches have molded the talent that we've had to make it successful on the field.
And again, part of that success is other kids having to do things that they don't normally do. And Caleb Mabb is a tremendous receiver last year, had receiving yards that was a record and touchdowns receiving. This year he's caught 1 pass. But he's out there every day busting his butt, blocking, does a great job defensively, leading us in interceptions. But again, you have the character of this team. He's one that really shows that, who has sacrificed individual stuff, if you will, to be very much a part of everything that's going on as the team.
Absolutely. Kenny Hawkins asked me in an interview before we played the game on Channel 11, he said, how do you get a kid like Caleb Mabb, who had these stats last year, to buy into what you're doing offensively? I said, I didn't have to. He wanted to win. He wanted to be able to go out and compete against the teams. Now, we came up a little short against some of those teams that we were playing, but we had a chance to win pretty much every football game that we were in. Yeah. We're a few plays away from an exceptional record. And Caleb Mabb is the kind of guy that when you say he had all these stats, but he's willing to do what it takes for the team to be successful, everybody else falls in line. They see a leader like that take the selfless steps of, I'm going to do whatever I need to. It's contagious.
Absolutely. And again, what he's done instead of has been outstanding. Still can be talked about in all conference realm and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, my goodness.
Too.
Almost 40 yards punting average, yes. 5 interceptions, defensively the captain on the back end in the secondary, and blocks exceptionally well. He's our backup quarterback. He's a lot of things that nobody knows about.
Absolutely. And he's a really good barber. I've seen
it
happen in the
barber.
classroom. Yeah, absolutely. There are things, you talked about this at the first time we started the Wolf Way, about this group of seniors that came to you and said, we want this to be a special year. It's been a special year.
It has been a special year. Would we like to have had those 2 points back at Elizabethton, or maybe a turnover back here or there, or that last play at Jeff County, or whatever it may be? Absolutely.
Yes.
But what these young men have done coming together, forming a true team, being there for each other. Hey, I'm going to tell you what, we laugh together, we cry together, we pray together, we do all the things that a family does together, and that's what I want a football team to be, and that's exactly what they've been.
Absolutely. And 6-4 record's a pretty phenomenal record because there are little things in games, in at least 9 of the games, that you can say, if it had gone our way just a little bit, we have a victory in that. But I am extraordinarily proud of this 6-4 record and think it's well earned and well deserving of accolades from the community, which again, we've talked about that great crowd at Jeff County once again to come down on a night that Jeff County was recognizing their 50-year anniversary team. We had as many people in the stands as they did.
Oh, yeah. The crowd support all year long has been phenomenal on the road, especially at home, but on the road, it's just been great. And they're loud and they're proud and they're cheering these guys on. And numerous people have come down to me from the other side, from the other fans as well as our fans, and said, "You've got some tough kids out there." And I agree.
Yes.
We do have some tough kids out there, and I'm proud of them. I can't brag on them enough. You give me enough time, I'll fill this whole tape up bragging on these guys because they have just made me so proud and happy for them.
Absolutely. And we have seen records. We talked about offensively. Defensively, Sam Perry broke his own record for most tackles in a season and stuff. So, again, you've given him accolades and talk about how smart he plays and how he's the guy calling the defenses for you. He does a really good job.
Sam Perry does an exceptional job. I'm going to tell you what, I knew when that kid was in the 4th grade he was a winner. He hit the game-winning shot for us in basketball when I was coaching him, and he's just a great kid. And he's a young man now. He's not a kid, but he tough, hardworking. If you defined a program guy at Sam Perry, he is the Westridge program guy of this is what it takes to come in, make your body strong, learn the system, and go be successful.
Absolutely.
And he's broken the record for single-season tackles and career tackles.
Yes, yeah, pretty exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we've talked about this, started the year question mark at kicker, ended up with 3 that do a really good job, and the question mark at punter, and we've already talked about Caleb, so you have 4 guys that have come together to create a kicker and a punter, and records have been set there, and again, 40-yard per average punt for Caleb, pretty incredible in high school regardless.
Caleb hit a 55-yard punt, broke the school record
Yes.
for the longest punt. Samuel Burris has tied the extra point record for the most extra points in a season. Caleb probably, I know he does. He's got the highest average of anybody that's punting. So I'd like to see that extra point record get broken by a few more this Friday.
We would love to have that happen this Friday because it means a lot. Let's talk a little bit about Friday here on the Wolfway. You talked about Maryville, or spelled Murvul, Merville to most people down that way. They are the standard. They have won a bunch of state championships. This year their lone loss is to Alcoa, who is also in that same realm of outstanding team year in and year out. What do you look for them to do offensively, and how do you want to slow them down?
Offensively, they're going to give us multiple sets with tight ends and wings. They've got an outstanding, I'll call him a receiver number 1, but you'll see him in the backfield. They use him very much like Jeff County used number 0 for them. Very fast, very good athlete. Quarterback's a good runner, throws the ball well. They do a lot of RPO game. Formationally, they're going to try to get you misaligned with their trip sets and some of those kind of things. And then you flip it over defensively, they're a 3-4 team. They're going to be in a 50, I'm sure, because of the way we line up. They'll walk those outside linebackers down.
Right.
They've not played a team that runs that I know of, that I've seen on film. They've not played a team that runs the offense that we run. But I'm sure they'll have a plan for it, and we'll just have to come out and make some adjustments as we go. But I will say our offensive line has done an excellent job all season long of making adjustments to things that we haven't seen.
Right.
Kingston McConnell at center is the catalyst behind that whole deal, communicating. It's just been awesome.
Yeah, and again, we've talked numerous times during the Wolfway of how teams, Morristown East, walked their linebackers up, and other people were putting 2 and 3 people in the A gap, if you will. Regardless, adjustments have been made coaching and player-wise, and we've been able to be successful. Decisions being made by Justice on the option of what to do with it. As we've talked about many times, how many of them are pre-called keepers for him and how many are the option that he's making great decisions on. And it's been a pretty amazing year in that regard. Again, a sophomore quarterback. Running game has been similar to what we're doing as far as formation-wise over the years to some extent. But what we're doing with it is unique to this year and successful. Once again, as you said, twice the yardage that we've done, and it's on the ground. I mean, it just is.
It is. It's on the ground, and you can't credit the offensive line Hayden Music when he comes in at tight end. But last week, you noticed the receivers and the slots blocking on the edge. We got the ball out on the perimeter a little bit more, pitching it because they were taking away diving quarterback.
Yes.
And we got to be able to do those things. And a lot of times, you're the unsung heroes out there doing it, but we notice it, we brag on them, they know what we see and they know what we expect.
Right. And I think win or lose, this team has walked off the field knowing they gave everything. They were doing it, as you've talked about them being selfless. It's a team, and it's a fun to watch team, both sides of the ball and the special teams as well. Let's talk keys. What's the Wolf way to beat Merville?
We're going to be aggressive. We're going to go for it on fourth downs. We feel like every possession is going to be four-down territory for us unless we're just backed up all the way against the goal line. So we're going to take some chances offensively, and we're going to try to spread things out at times a little bit and make them defend the whole field. But again, you can't go away from what's worked, and that's been Ethan Amick's running downhill and, again, making good decisions and making the defense be perfect by doing their job. So we've got to be efficient, and we've got to be willing to take chances when we need to. Keys defensively are going to be tackling in space, which is going to be a challenge, and making sure we get aligned to all those sets. Special teams-wise, we don't need to let number one touch that thing on returns, and we definitely need to make sure that we stay in our lanes on all kick coverages.
Gotcha. Very good. And again, I'll throw this out here because he'll fuss at me if I don't. Evan Manus has done a great job kicking off for us this year. Carter Hobbs with the field goals. I would get fussed at by Mr. Manus for sure.
Well, let me tell you something. Yes. Not only is he doing a great job kicking off, and we've changed some of the things we're doing because of the speed we're seeing.
Yes. And
Carter on the field, but Evan's our holder now, and he stepped right in and has done a fabulous job holding and just, one of the things that people don't notice, but it's been a big deal.
Absolutely. He has done a great job, and I have seen it. And I throw this out there because I have once last year, called him by his brother's name, who used to play linebacker and kicker at North when I was doing the PA there. So just wanted to give Mr. Manus proper credit for all he's done. So, yes, Merville's a tough place to play. It's a great place to watch a game. Their history there is a great history, and it would be wonderful to go mess up their history.
We'd love to have a great following at the Black Hole down in Maryville.
Exactly. Come with us, and if not, we'll see you back here next week on The Wolf Way.